Good morning, everyone. Kar Samstik. Let us start with the most important thing right now. Where'd you go again? Hmm? Kidding me. It's like it's trying to hide every time. There you are. Just saw you. The good things are sometimes hidden away, right? You got to make an effort to find it. Like the mushrooms. Okay, this is for our celestial condition. I was a blessed child. Peace in mankind, care and love for every dependent child. Peace. Every child feels secure, which reflects cause and effect in a child's life. Peace. Every child eats. Peace. Every child is warmed in cold times. Peace. Understanding a child's growth in troubling times. Then to guide the child to attain harmony with peace. I am peace as a father, as a mother, as a son, as a daughter of God. Peace. To become the best I can be for every child. Repentance, knowing every child is deserving of peace. Prayer, knowing every child comes first. Restored, conditions are fulfilled when every child is loved and cared for. Death separates us from our earthly path to attain peace. Our taught descendants are the future, the change of lineage, God's lineage in action, the true cause and effect in a child's harmonious and happy life. I am an adult, ashamed to ask for anything from my heavenly parents for myself. If a child on earth needs my prayers and conditions greater than I, peace will happen when peace can be found in every child. I will be less than any child that suffers due to mankind's unkindness. Spirit world will hold us all accountable, regardless. Remember that. This gets me every time I read it. But one could question, and I'm sure people do, are my prayers really heard? Are conditions like that really making a difference? What I found often is that in people's lives, there is a part in the divine principle that talks about cause and effect. And the cause, right, before an effect, is always often, words. Yes? And what I found is in people's lives, often the cause just stays right there. There is no effect after that. So the people come across the cause, but then become stagnant in the cause. Right? It doesn't go anywhere. Even though, when it comes to, for example, beliefs. And what then is shared, especially in cyberspace, is just the words. But where is the effect? Share the effect of the cause. Yes? So, do prayers make a difference? Do conditions like this make a difference? Reading the Bible from beginning to end, talking about it, make a difference? I guarantee you they do. How do I know? Because I see what's happening in my life and with the people around me. Yes, we come across a car fire. Oh, God. Then we had almost a wood fire here. A forest fire, right? Yes. Then, other things we have come across in the last so many months. I'd say, dear me, it's a surprise everybody's still here, alive. Okay, never included me somehow. Okay, in a way. I just seem to observe, but see, everything's good, everything's taken care of, this, that. in a really amazing way. In my family, staying. Huh? I'm staying. I'm the one. Huh? I'm staying committed 100% to God, and it's everyone benefits from it. And I see how well my children are doing, gone through their struggles, just not come out on the other side. I just saw so which I shared. I shared that on the Facebook page. Also, it's on YouTube. I can't remember now what the a really powerful testimony of someone who felt in a certain way all their life and then suddenly met God. Really, truly met God. And it's sometimes people wonder why they're going through certain things. This lady had to go through certain things in her life, even childhood. So then she could give this powerful testimony later in life. Had the experiences. Yes. Yeah. Well, anyway, there was another thing came to mind this morning. It's kind of probably going to go a little with what we're going to read again, and that was Ham is here by himself. He's not with the people that he's usually with. He's my daughter's dog, my oldest granddaughter's dog, and they're on a trip right now, and he has to stay here. He's okay. He whines a little bit here and there, letting me know, hey, what's going on here, But he came back this morning. He was out for a run with the other ones, and came back, and he comes up, and he's just, I miss my people. This, and I said, okay, you'll be fine. I said, enjoy. At home, he's in the city. He has a backyard, but not so big, but big enough. But that's it. That's all he gets to run in. And, of course, they take him to the dog parks and stuff. But I said, hey, could just enjoy it for a few days. What are you complaining about? They'll be back. They'll be back. And he gives me this look. He's a pit bull. So he turns his head like this. Huh? And I looked at him, and he misses his people. He just does. And realized that how amazing man's best friend dogs are when it comes to all that. When they're treated properly, anyway. And on how they don't care that they have to live in an apartment. We care. All of us care about it. People want to complain, well, why do you have a dog? Blah, blah, blah. But if there's a connection with your best friend, which is a dog, and they don't care. They're well taken care of. They don't care. They don't care if they're in a small apartment. They don't care if they're in a small backyard, as long as they know they're with you. He doesn't care that he's got all this here to run right now. Right? And he does. He loves to run. Right? He misses his people. That's more important to him than the territory that he's in. That he's got so much more freedom. This night doesn't care about that as much as he cares about missing his people. He's letting me know. Right? I thought about that this morning. I thought, wow. What a good lesson in a way for all of us, right? When it comes to that, again, in man's best friend, the greed for more is not there. What they care about is the connection with you being there. Right? Yes? Isn't that something? Yeah. What do we do as human beings? Anyway. I read up a little on that too. A dog literally will just go, it doesn't matter what age they are, they go into sleep mode, and they can sleep for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours waiting for you. They're good. As long as you, as I said, if the connection is there, that good relationship between a human being and an animal, yes, and the care that they need then when they are around you. Right? Yes? Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get going here. We are in Numbers 20. Oh. Super chapter 7. From Kadesh to Moab. I wonder if in that movie Dune, they got Moab. Remember, they got Moab in there too. Oh, what a movie. Ooh. Watched that a long, long time ago. Oh, golly. The waters of Meribah. The Israelites, the whole community, arrived in the first month at the desert of Zin. The people settled at Kadesh. There Miriam died and was buried. Miriam, the older sister of both Moses and Aaron. There was no water for the community. It's interesting that they mentioned there Miriam died and was buried. Don't hear much otherwise about Miriam except for that one little spat she had. Maybe she'll come up later again. I don't know. We'll find out. Miriam. It's a nice name, though. I like Miriam. I had a friend, his name was Miriam. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you this. What an amazing lady. She, when we lived in Berkeley, in one of the places we lived at, she lived across the street from us in a cul-de-sac. And she was already in her 80s. And, we kind of struck up a friendship. Yeah. Oh, this lady's been all over the world. She was quite well off, and she'd been all over the world with her husband on her own after her husband passed away, which was a big heartache for her. And we got to talking and had some coffee and tea together, this, that, and got to the point. She said, "Hey, I've got things to do. Yeah. Would you help me?" I said, "Sure. Well, one thing, would you mind, helping me clean? Coming and pay you this, that." And at that time, a few dollars extra wouldn't hurt. As I said, she was well off, and she wouldn't let me do it without me paying me. I could tell that. So I ended up cleaning her home, which wasn't huge, but she had this extra room down below. First time I walked in there, I guess she hadn't been in there in a long time. Oh, I said, Miriam, I said, first thing we need to do is we need to put some flea bombs in there. Something got in there. I said, you can't walk in there. Anyway, so we did that, and that's all was good. She had boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff she had never unpacked for I don't know how many years since she had moved to that place. She owned a couple other buildings on the same cul-de-sac. Not ours, but that's how well off she was. She had this old Thunderbird car still. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we started going through these boxes, and every box had a story. Her trips, this, and she just loved to tell me this and that. And I loved to listen. And so we did that about once a week. I had an afternoon for her just to do all that. Then at the time that we did that, that was really amazing. She happened to be alive during the Depression and growing up on how food was scarce. And up to that age, she was still in that mode of saving every bit of food and eat it. And that tells you can't eat that anymore. It stinks. It's no. Don't. And she's like, "Oh, it's still good." I guess her system got used to digesting food if I were to eat that, food poisoning. Okay. I said, well, I bet that was still from a time where growing up they were hungry, didn't have quite enough to eat. That stuck with her somehow. She was the kindest woman you'd ever meet. I mean, she really was. Just, but a strong woman. I'm not. She wasn't a pushover or anything. You can forget that. But so kind. Had all these stories. Now I feel like I wish I'd have written them all down, just as a little memory thing of her. Yeah, written them all down. I can hardly remember any of them anymore now. She got to the point where she got hospice care or nurse care and got a special bed which she needed to have set up. And I want to tell first. So before that, when she was still driving, she also had polio when she was young, which polio can kind of uh, regulate itself, and then later on in life it comes back. And she was definitely limping. One of her legs was shorter than the other, and she had that one, shoe that was just designed for that. So she was hobbling a little bit. She gets in that car, and I've worried every time she get in that car. Sure enough, here I'm driving. She's going home, and I'm just behind her. Here's a red light, and her turn was that was into the next street, and then there was one other street to get home. Here I'm behind her. I'm going, that's Miriam in front of us. There's the red light. She goes right through it, makes that turn, and people are like, whoa, what's going on here? She never even. I'm going, oh my gosh. I got home. I went over. I said, Miriam, what did you do? She says, what did I do? I said, you just ran a red light. I was behind you. She says, no, I didn't. She said, yeah, you did. She says, oh, I never noticed. I said, you didn't notice everybody getting on their brakes and honking? I said, no. So I said, Miriam, I said, why don't I take you when you need to go places, this and that? I think you shouldn't drive anymore. She's like, I'm fine. I said, yeah, you work today and everybody with you, but, Anyway, then she wanted to go. So sometimes there's a play or something she wanted to see, and nobody likes to really go on these things by themselves. She didn't. So she invited me, right? Of course, paid for the ticket and everything. And I would go, and we had a really good time. I saw some really amazing plays uh, that I'd say, wow, I'm happy I could be here, not just, and be able to tell us that I'm not just here because you needed the companions. I'm very happy to be here and be a part of this. So we were like these friends. Yes, much older woman with a younger mom here, and such a good time. So she needed that bed put up. Like, here, what am I doing? But I got to tell the story. I don't know what. Sometimes Miriam. Okay. She needed the special bed put up, so I wasn't there. I was on a trip with the children into the mountains. And we were gone for a few days, 4 or 5 days. And right after we left, my husband got the call, can you come over and set up this bed for me? She was really, I mean, you couldn't tell she was on her last days. I would have never left if I'd have known that. And he went over there and he set up the bed, and she hands him, as I said, she was like, if you're not willing to take what I'm giving you, then I don't want you to help me. She was just like that. And he handed her a check. Here, this is for putting up the bed. And he's like, no, I'll take the bed apart again if you can't. Just look, this is how things work properly in the world. You don't just take. Okay, it's just putting up a bed for a neighbor, a friend. Come on now. She's like, handed him the check, and he just folded it up, put it in his shirt pocket. I get a call from him. He says, hey, I don't know what to do. I think Miriam made a mistake here, I said, what? What is it? Well, she had me put up this bed, special bed, so she could stay at home and have the care, there, this and that. I said, well, how's she doing? Well, she seems all right. Okay. Didn't think more of it. And I said, well, what is it? Well, I thought she wrote me a check for $40, but guess what? It's for $4,000. I'm going, oh, yeah. Go back over and just tell her, said, I think you made a mistake. Just tear it up and not even go worry about it. Said, but how she is, if she finds out. So he went back over and said, Miriam, I think you made a mistake here. And she said, no, no, made no mistake. I know what I wrote down. And at that time, we were still living in a house on that street, but had already bought our house on another street and were fixing it up. And of course, I told her all about the house and this and that, so she said, that's for the roof of your house. And my husband afterwards, he says, I tried to give her that check back. She wouldn't have it. I mean, she almost got mad at me, and I just, okay. And she made him promise we were going to cash that check. 2 days later, I got the call from my husband, said that Miriam had passed away. And I was there. But he said she passed away really peacefully, and yeah. Miriam comes to my mind every so often. Yep. Okay, well, I guess she did today. All right. I know that my Miriam is in a really beautiful place in spirit world. And I know that anyone that is around her in spirit world stands in the light. Okay. There we go. There was no water for the community, so they banded together against Moses and Aaron. Here we go again. The people laid the blame on Moses. We would rather have died, they said, as our brothers died before Yahweh. Oh my gosh, dear me. But what did they say before? Oh, we're afraid to get even close to that tent now. We could die. The wishy-washy way of just forth and back and forth is... Oh my goodness. Get a grip, people. They said, as our brothers died before Yahweh, why have you brought Yahweh's community into this desert for us and our livestock to die here? Why did you lead us out of Egypt only to bring us to this wretched place? It is a place unfit for sowing. It has no figs, no wines, no pomegranates, and there's not even water to drink. Leaving the assembly, Moses and Aaron went to the entrance of the tent of meeting. They threw themselves on their faces, and the glory of Yahweh appeared to them. Yahweh then spoke to Moses and said, take the branch and call the community together, you and your brother Aaron. Then, in full view of them, order this rock to release its water. You will release water from the rock for them and provide drink for the community and their livestock. Moses took up the branch from before Yahweh as he had directed him. Moses and Aaron then called the assembly together in front of the rock. He then said to them, listen now, you rebels. Shall we make water gush from this rock for you? Moses then raised his hand and struck the rock twice with the branch. Water gushed out in abundance, and the community and their livestock drank. So there is something I'm noticing here, and it has a little bit to do with etiquette. So Moses and Aaron left the assembly, went to the tent of meeting. They threw themselves on their faces, okay, and pleaded, I guess, with God. Okay, then when God gave the instructions, drink for the community and their livestock, Moses just took the branch and he from before Yahweh and did as he said. But it doesn't say anywhere here that Moses and Aaron thanked God for a solution. Nowhere. Nowhere. The punishment. Oh, what's going on now? I remember this part. The punishment of Moses and Aaron. Yahweh then said to Moses and Aaron, because you did not believe that I could assert my holiness before the Israelites' eyes, you will not lead this assembly into the country which I am giving them. These were the waters of Meribah, where the Israelites laid the blame on Yahweh, and where, by their means, he asserted his holiness. Now, again, I guess people were trying to figure out why those two brothers, who no doubt by then were way up in their ages, didn't go to Canaan, which they even say, I think they can't even find, I don't know if they found Aaron's, but they still don't know where Moses was laid to rest or something. Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter. And here now, God says, well, because, sounds to me as if Moses and Aaron, according to what it says here, were punished for actually going to God and asking for guidance and a solution, right? Yes? Uh-huh. And God would punish them for that? Well, that sounds a bit weird. So, trust in God, yes? Trust Him 100%, this and that, and make sure that you follow all the guidelines, this and that, for everything, so it's pleasing to Yahweh. Yet, then, which means you go and you ask for more guidance if you need it. But here now, it's kind of, no, you should have just trusted me without having to see me or something. How does that make sense? So how was this stuck in here again? Most likely because one has to figure out, okay, why could it be that Moses and Aaron, I don't know, I know about Moses who didn't go to Canaan, didn't make it to Canaan, right? But then I had my other, right? I think that there were many people who didn't go to Canaan. And Moses just stuck with his people and sent the ones that God already approved of ahead. Yes? Okay. Well, anyway, but as far as, whatever. Again, I think some things were just put in here at a later request. It's too confusing. The people won't believe this. Yeah, well, I don't believe that now. Edom refuses right of way. Edom. Moses sent messengers from Kadesh to the king of Edom. Your brother Israel says this. How were they brothers? The king of Edom, was he related to the Israelites? Oh, did I miss something? Maybe. I'll check it out. Let's write it down. Who the heck, how is he related to them? Edom. That's all I need. I remember. You are aware of the great hardships we have encountered. Our ancestors went down to Egypt. Oh, they must be related somehow then. And there we stayed for a long time. But the Egyptians treated us badly. Oh, okay. As they had our ancestors. When we appealed to Yahweh, he heard our cry, and sending an angel brought us out of Egypt. Oh, wait a second. was an angel that brought them out of Egypt. A messenger brought them out of Egypt. Interesting. And here we are now at Kadesh, a town on the borders of your territory. We ask permission to pass through your country. Oh, that's good. We shall not go through the fields or vineyards. We shall not drink the water from the wells. We shall keep to the king's highway without turning to right or left until we have passed through your territory. To which Edom replied, You will not pass through my country. If you do, I shall oppose you by force of arms. Whoa! What's the reason for that? Were there some stories that had followed ahead of the rebellious people that they are? And I don't know. To which the Israelites replied, the Israelites. Oh, the messenger. Okay, well, wait a minute. Did he have an answer for that already? We shall keep to the high road. If I and my flock drinks any of your water, I'm willing to pay for it. All I'm asking is to pass through on foot. Edom replied, You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Oh, brings another movie to mind. Oh, did they get that out of here too? Well, it seems to me that some directors actually read the Bible and say, hey, that's a good one. We shall use that. Why don't they let us know? It's a good thing to know. Those were good movies, I have to say. And Edom opposed them in great numbers and great force. At Edom's refusal to grant Israel passage through his territory, Israel turned away. Now, okay, so now this problem comes up, right? So is this why we're having the punishment of Moses and Aaron ahead of time, where God says, why don't you just trust me? Why are you coming here and bothering me? Huh? I'm going to punish you by, just stay in the desert, learn a little more or something. Huh? Humility and being humble. I don't know. Huh? But then here now, it doesn't say anywhere. Right? Okay, so there's the messenger who went. Right? I guess he didn't go back and say, well, he's not letting us go through. And we don't hear Aaron and Moses or Moses and Aaron going to the tent of meeting saying, we're stuck. What do we do? Huh? Yahweh, what do we do? Huh? There's no communication going on about this here now. Interesting? So they turn away. Doesn't seem to be a solution except for turn to go the other way. I wonder why he actually refused. There's no, why are you not letting us just pass through? What have you heard? Huh? There's no talks about that going on either. I don't know. Huh? Yes. The death of Aaron. They set out from Kadesh, and the Israelites, the whole community, came to Mount Hor. Yahweh spoke to Moses and Aaron at Mount Hor, on the frontier of Edom, and said, Aaron is to be gathered to his people. Oh. Well, there you go. You see, that one part doesn't make sense. Aaron didn't even make it. It wouldn't matter if he wasn't going to make it. What did God know already about Aaron? As I said, they're up in age. He will not enter the country which I have given to the Israelites. Since you both, they used that again, disobeyed my order at the waters of Meribah. What did they disobey? Take Aaron and his son Eleazar and bring them up Mount Hor. Then take Aaron's robes off him and dress his son Eleazar in them. Aaron will then be gathered to his people. That is where he will die. Okay. Now, Moses did as Yahweh ordered. With the whole community watching, they went up Mount Hor. Moses took Aaron's robes off him and dressed his son Eleazar in them. And there Aaron died, on the mountaintop. Moses and Eleazar then came back down the mountain. The whole community saw that Aaron had died, and for 30 days the whole house of Israel mourned for Aaron. That's the end of 20. All right, now, I think I've just proven my point on when it comes to certain things, on how they are written down here, and how we could perceive them, right? Wait a second. So, well, is Moses next? Oh, I guess. I don't know. Done. No need for you anymore. Okay, you can't follow orders. This, that. What? And, really? You guys really think this is how it went down? I don't believe that. Not for a moment. I'd rather, as I said, these men are getting, Moses and Aaron, are getting old. Really old. And then they traveled, at that age, this and that, and this isn't like, that's hard traveling right there. Aaron probably was, God could see this, he's coming to the end of his days. It's an odd thing on how I perceive that people think they're going to live forever, right? Yes, though they all know you're going to die, but somehow they have this odd thing about death, right? Yes, physical death. Anyway, so here again, what? Aaron isn't allowed to pass away? It's old. Golly goodness. What were people thinking? God's going to keep him alive for another 500 years or something? And Moses, the same thing, kind of, I guess we're going to get later on. What if a child who somehow gets sick, this or that, isn't going to make it and passes away? Oh, that's punishment from God because the child did something wrong? Come on now. Okay? We all know what can incur death is some of our own bad decisions that we make. And stuff happens due to our own decision making. Yes? Okay. But in this case, sounds to me like Aaron's time has come. And God, I told the story about Miriam, right? Miriam was my friend Miriam, who was good right up to the last day. But, I mean, I have an uncle, too, on my husband's side. He was 89, I believe. 89, or was he 90 yet? 90? Hey, Jan! Oh, she's in the barn. 91? Oh, he had a few days before. He went and had an interview at a TV station about I think different things from it. He was well known here in our county, and then the day came where that interview was going to be on TV at 7:00 at night. He had dinner. He was up and about, drove his truck that day, okay, to town, talked to people, came home, was real excited about the TV show, right? Yes. Had dinner, or lunch, I believe, or something, and said, I'm tired, I'm going to go take a nap. Never woke up again. Isn't that something? Oh, interestingly enough, an aunt, also on my husband's side, oh, she was a hoot. She was cool. She just was. She went, she had now had a heart condition, okay? But still, that day, she got up, not sure what, but I know she went blackberry picking, and she had one freezer just full of blackberries, just about every year. People go visit her, stay overnight or whatever, she'd take them out blackberry picking. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, done that many times. I remember one time she said, she's looking at me. There was somebody else with us blackberry picking for her, too. She looked at my hands and they were all full of blackberry stains, right? But I had picked a lot of blackberries. She says, look at her hands. Look at yours. Look how nicely she picks them blackberries. And she had, that other one probably had picked half as many as I had picked, you know. I'm going, well, my blackberries don't look destroyed or anything either, you know. But she noticed, just, look how neatly she picks hers compared to you. Well, okay then. But I got to take some home. I think we took 2 gallons home or something. Well, in any case, she came home after blackberry picking. Nobody was there, and she was tired and laid down and most likely started to have a stroke and couldn't get to her nitro pills and passed away. Just I found her laying on the couch. Yes, there you go. Wow, what a way to go. I'd like to go like that. I mean, go to sleep and just don't wake up. But that's such a cool thing, isn't it? Yes. So here, God actually cares very much about Aaron and is letting them know. Yep, okay. Aaron's time's coming. Okay, well, this is the punishment, so that the people actually were listening, not going, no, he's fine. He's walking around with his stuff out there talking to people. What are you talking about, right? But, okay, Aaron had got it coming or something. I don't know. Is that why that was in there? But really, when it comes down to it, God cared very much for Aaron. He wanted to make sure that there was no doubt about the succession when Aaron passes away. And up on top of a mountain. Bring him up on top of the mountain. Special place again. Who would love to pass away up on top of a mountain? Tell me. We have a cave here. It's a nice cave. And I thought, you know what? When I feel like my time's coming, I might just go there with a chair and just sit back. Might take my Bible with me, read a little more in it, or the Devout Principle, something. Or maybe I'll just sit there and enjoy what I see, the view that I have out of the cave, and give myself into the hands of God completely. Anyway, so there it is. God says, okay, and here I want you to, before he passes away, I want you to take his robes off and put them on his son. Done. There will be no fighting or again rebelling or whatever going on when it comes to the succession of who is going to be in the footsteps of Aaron. Pretty amazing. And Aaron passes away, and the people do mourn him, right? Yes. Yeah. People usually aren't mourned in such great numbers for so many days when they've done something so horrific that death is their punishment. Now, is it? Right? There will always be a few, I hope. Not even then, yes. Our mourning is a guide to the other side for the people often as well. Well, anyway, so there it is. So, there we go. Oh, Aaron's passed away. Oh, again, what a story to read. Now that we got Kor Samstik, or Saturday, just the day before Easter. And Miriam also had passed away. Aaron's and Moses' older sister. And Miriam and her story come to my mind. Anyway, so there it is. What a story, what a day. What did I just do? I also said in the beginning, cause and effect, right? Yes? How have people made a difference in your life? The give and take we have with people and the amazing things that come out of it, right? As a give and take, not expecting something here, right? Yes? It's a little bit like that with Jesus' death. 2 days later, we're expecting something. Because it'll make us feel better. Well, anyway, I will, in honor of Easter, have an Easter dinner here, which I invited all of my children to snap. And as I said, they're all kind of a little far away. Some of them just been here. And a 4-hour drive, right? One way. That's a long way, isn't it? Yes? But I invited them all just to have invited them, right? Yes? Yeah. But they also know, Mom, you know what? Yeah, we're kind of just going to stay home. And yeah, and they know I'll be fine with that too. Okay. Yes. Anyway. Anyway. So there it is. Tell your stories. Yes. The cause and then the effect, right? Yeah. We hear about the cause a lot. Well, not so much about the effects, right? Yeah. Anyway, then, sadly, others can come in and keep us with a cause, right or wrong, and kind of keep at it. And one doesn't have to respond to certain causes, words that just keep getting twisted around, misunderstood. But our own life, the effect, should tell us if we're on the right track, on the right path. And then no one can come and even if, that sounds good, but wait a second. I already went through the effect of that, and it was not as you say, not as you portray it. And you're definitely not going to instill some other belief in me that then I have to start all over again. Why? The effect I've seen in my life, in my surroundings, I can't, not complaining. I see the growth, the spiritual growth, the restoration going on in my family, in my ancestors. I even see it going on in my community. I see it going on in the nation as well, and certain things even in the world. Yes? Yeah. Anyway, so there is that. And then what do we do? Put the effect out there. So it's easy. It's easy to make a video like this, put it on YouTube, and then share it wherever you want to. I would watch. Yes. If it's on the side of goodness, if it supports the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and of course true parents, and the restoration path of humankind. That's all I'm interested in, Tom. Okay. Anything else? That's your beef. And I'll be happy for you when you find your way through the maze, when you see the beautiful tree with fruit on it in the forest. Good, good. But don't try to tramp around in my forest, okay? I wouldn't do that. As I said, too many dangers out there you're not aware of. All right, Daniela. Shh. Okay, well, there you go. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you. Yes. We don't counteract violence and disagreeable people, troublemakers in a way, right? Yes. People try to derail us or just downright, just gossipy, slandering, just blah, blah, blah. We don't come back with violence. We flood the effect in our life from the cause and effect. We flood these areas with goodness. That's what we do. And disregard. Yes? That's what we should do. Yes? All right. Again, I already said that, and I will talk to y'all another time.